Hey everybody, this is Terry Luongo and welcome to the Monday night team up call. And school is back in session and we're getting into something of a routine sometime in the next couple weeks. I know you kind of feel maybe a little helter-skelter coming and going. We got a lot of exciting things going on. I got to take a peek today at this great Facebook event about getting back to school and lunches, and I'm just so impressed with everything that you guys do behind the scenes. And tonight's a really special night. Tonight's real personal to me. It's real personal to a lot of you on the call, because tonight we're celebrating someone very significant and very important to many of us, and that's Courtney Currie. You know, Courtney has achieved the position of qualifying national marketing director. Look at everybody clapping within the Juice Plus community. And, you know, we're all here tonight, Court, because you have blessed and impacted so many of us with your personal story and your journey and your commitment to inspiring others to better health. So let me just, before I introduce Court, before I bring her on board, I just want to just tell everybody that those of you that don't know Courtney, this is a wife. She's a mom to two incredibly precious young boys. Her background is in education, and she came on board with us at Juice Plus in October of 2013. And this summer, she achieved the position of qualified national marketing director. This is the woman who's walked through some storms, and this girl just doesn't survive. This girl thrives. So, Court, make sure that you unmute yourself, because I want you to share with us a little bit about your journey for the past 5 years, and literally, you know, your journey to qualifying national marketing. We've got a lot to learn from you, Court, and we love you. Everybody, Courtney Currie.
Oh gosh, guys, thank you so much. I feel so incredibly honored to be able to share here tonight. And I want to be fully transparent tonight. I have to tell you guys, I worked on this for a couple of days, and then only in the way that Terry Luongo can. I called her to review stuff this afternoon, and she said, no, I want you to give us the nitty gritty. I want you to give us the hard truths. I was like, oh, okay. All right, I'll go back to work. So I want you to understand that I'm being just completely transparent with you guys and what my journey has been. And this really has been, for me, a journey of coming home, finding home, in both the literal and the figurative way. And so let me just tell you guys how my journey began. Here's the truth of it. When I said yes to this business, my team was in Dallas and I was living in Chicago. I was a full-time special education teacher, dedicating about 8 to 10 hours a day to work. I was in the thick of my cancer fight. For those of you who don't know, I'm a stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor. And I was working desperately to be able to be present with my children, one of whom had just had brain surgery. And so why wouldn't I say yes? I mean, with all of that on my plate, I had plenty of time to give, right? Some might call me a little crazy, but I did say yes. And I said yes for a very important reason: to come home. I felt like I was trading time for dollars, and I was no longer able to really be present with the people that mattered most. See, what I had learned through this cancer journey was that time and relationships were the two most important things in my entire life. And I wasn't getting to spend time with those people that I loved and cared about the most. And so for me, I saw this as an opportunity, a way to make it home. And so over the next year and a half, I worked diligently to SC. And then over the next year, I worked to SSC. And my husband and I had made a deal. When I was making a certain dollar amount, I could resign and I could come home. So not long after making SSC, I left education and I came home prepared to be a work from home mom. I had no idea what I was getting into. I was way organized at work, super vigilant about how I spent every minute of my day. And let me tell you what I did in the first 4 months of being home. I signed up for PTO president. I became the social chair of our community. I decided to lead my 4-year-old in play dates every afternoon at my house. And one of the days, this woman said to me, she said, I don't get it. How do you do it all? When do you find time to work? And I looked at her and I said, in stolen moments, because it sounded really good. But at the same time, I realized my business was going nowhere because I was dedicating 0 time. So the first big challenge I faced was time management. How in the world do I do this and all of this? How do I redecorate my home, catch up on all the errands that I hadn't run in 3 years, and be present with my family and work a business that provides me with the opportunity to stay home? After a few months, we figured it out, and I felt like I was doing really, really well when we found out that my dad was getting sick. They had found a pancreatic tumor, and they told us that time was of the essence. That summer, James and I made a 3-week snap decision to make a massive move from Chicago to Dallas. And guys, I was elated to come home. I was elated because I was born and raised in Dallas. My team, my best friends, they're right here in Dallas. And I couldn't wait to get back here. I was so excited for the boys to only be miles from their grandparents and experience all that they had to offer. But in the same breath, I need you to know I was terrified. I was afraid because when I left when I was 20, I left all of the insecurities, all of the I'm not enoughs, and all of the mistakes that I had made growing up, and moved to a new town far away where I could discover me on my terms. Nobody knew what my life was like before. And so I spent 20 years building me, developing me, becoming, only to move back here and unbecome. Only to come back here and really have to face all of those insecurities. All of the questions about, wait, you went and got 2 master's degrees and you're doing what now? You're working from where? For what? Oh, do you think that's gonna last? I mean, y'all, I had so many fears spinning through my head that when I got back here, I was like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe this isn't for me. I should go back to teaching. And if it weren't for the people in my community, I would have never figured out that I was right where I needed to be, growing at just the right pace for me. I need you guys to understand that it is easier to have a story like mine sometimes. I can tell people about my cancer journey and they're like, this helped you? Absolutely. I'm on board, sign me up. But you know what's not easy? Being the fat girl trying to sell the health product. And that's how I saw myself. Here I was trying to embrace the shred. And this will probably make me cry. But I couldn't stand looking in the mirror. Because after my journey with cancer, I had gained over 80 pounds. And I know I should be grateful. And I am. I'm so grateful to be alive. But I had the hardest time with understanding that people would really listen to me, that they would really want to embark on this journey with me because I didn't look like the size 2 model in the magazine. That was tough for me. And so part of this journey has become me loving me and me being able to look at myself in the mirror and know that I am right where I need to be, making one change at a time, becoming the best mom, the best wife, the best friend and human being I know how to be. And so I share those things with you because truly, right, comparison is the thief of joy. And we look at things in life, we look at setbacks and we see failure. And I look at setbacks and I think, how can I grow from this? And I need you guys to hear something. We had several big setbacks along our way to Q. We really did. And maybe you didn't know about them, but let me share a couple of them with you. One, we were well on our way when I lost a POB sales coordinator. Life happened, her husband got sick, and she quit the business. And slowly but surely, I watched her line completely fall apart. I tried to reach out to her customers. I tried to bring her team on board for events, but it wasn't working. It wasn't meant to be. And so just about the time that we were rebuilding and making a push, as I called it last summer, I landed myself in a hospital bed for 9 days. I couldn't move my neck and I couldn't get out of bed to walk. I still couldn't tell you exactly what happened, other than I was taking care of everyone else except for me. And in that 9 days, let me tell you, it is easy to dream up what the ideal team looks like. But it was there in that bed and over some serious conversations with Terry and Jamie and Jen that I made some big decisions about what was happening moving forward. I knew exactly what I wanted, who I wanted, and I decided there was nothing stopping me. And that's where the magic happened. It was really nothing at all. I got out of my own way and I started sharing from the heart. And so the last setback I would tell you about is really just about humility. You see, we've been building strong. But April came and I put out to our team, okay, this is it. We've been doing it. You all know, you're nodding at me. I know you remember this happening. We're doing it. We're going for it this month, guys. And qualifiers day came. And it was a day to remember forever. And I ended that day at 19,998. That number will be ingrained in my brain forever. And I thought, well, we did everything we could. We got close. Maybe, just maybe we'll get it. And then came the call from corporate. And in only the way that Michael and Terry and Jamie could deliver, they told me, no go. This is not the time. And I was heartbroken, y'all. Absolutely heartbroken, but I need you to hear something. They did it because they loved me in only the way that people who love you can say. They explained to me that I needed to be stronger. We needed more hands to do the heavy lifting. And there was no way we were going to sustain the growth that we had made in 1 month. And deep down in my soul, I knew it too. I just wanted it so bad I could taste it. And so I left that day feeling a little sad, feeling a little defeated, but feeling a little infuriated and ready to go. And I remember calling Terry and saying, oh, you just watch. We're going to do this. Just watch. And sure enough, 2 months later, we had lots of new hands to do the heavy lifting. We walked into qualifiers day strong. And when we ended qualifiers day, this team of mine, y'all, gosh, we ended that day and I remember saying to my husband, I'm not tired. I'm excited. This has been amazing. What we've done today, this is awesome. There was no question about where our numbers were going to land. And there was no question about what we were going to do going forward. And so I say to you guys, to my team who's on this call tonight, I want to pause for a second and just say to you, thank you. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for loving me, for putting up with my really crazy ideas, and for coming alongside me, because you all inspire me every single day to be better and do better. And so we made it. Our team made it to Q. And I was given the privilege of going to corporate and gosh, being absolutely taken care of in a way that I've never experienced. I was invited to be a guest in corporate's house. And I tell you guys about relationships and how much they mean to me. This trip meant everything to me for a couple of reasons. There are so many people behind the scenes that we talk to day in and day out that we never get to see face to face. I got to see them. I got to meet them. In fact, let me just briefly tell you the story of one of them. Janie and I have known this woman, Tamika, for about a year now. We have called her, many a qualifiers day, to ask her to run numbers, to manually add things up. We have put this poor girl through the ringer, and she does it with joy every time. Smiling, laughing, you can hear it. She's got contagious energy. And so when we got to corporate and we were done having lunch and we were able to really go out and meet people that were in customer care and business support, I was talking to a man and I heard her laugh from across the way. I quickly ended the conversation and ran over because I knew it was her. And I ran up to her and I was like, Tamika! She goes, Courtney Currie. Y'all, it was the greatest meeting ever because she has just blessed me in so many ways. I hugged on her so tight and told her how much she's loved and appreciated. But it was unreal. Seeing the joy that comes from customer care, they know us. They know us. And they know what we're doing and they know how important it is. And they want to do everything they can to support us. One more quick story. Janet Black, who you all know who she is, she had come to Q School after her father's memorial. She had just been there and made it a priority to come and congratulate each one of us, to be there for our last day of Q School. And I got to spend some time with her at dinner one night, just talking with her and getting to know her family. We said a prayer together. It was really special to me. And do you know what happened on Wednesday morning when I came back from Q School? She sent me a Voxer at 6 a.m. to tell me she wished my kids a great first day of school. Of all the things that she had on her mind that day, she thought to Vox me. It's all about relationships, guys. It's all about becoming. It's all about the people in front of us and how we invest in them. And I just feel so incredibly privileged. And I guess if there was anything else I could share with you, it would be this. No matter where you are on this journey, no matter what your hard is, know that you're valued, you're important, and you're right where you belong. Because in our house, we support and we encourage, and we want to see you be your best self. That's what I've learned from each one of you, and I'm so incredibly grateful to be home.
Okay, everyone. We're going to say goodnight, and we're going to say, Courtney Currie, we love you. You have touched every person who's on this call, and I have a feeling that this is a call that's going to be shared far and wide. Blessings to you and blessings to everyone on the call tonight. Good night, everybody.